Hey everybody, it's Michelle, and Father's Day is right around the corner, and I thought I would dedicate this video to fathers, particularly my father. This one time, I told my dad I wanted to be an archaeologist, and he said, spell it. A-K-I. He said, if you can't spell it, you can't be it. I was like 7. I just wanted to play in the dirt. Thanks, Dad. This one time, I was vacationing at my dad's, and he said, we were sitting in the living room, and he said, all right, darling, it's time for me to go to bed. And he got up, went and got a blanket out the closet, came back to his lazy boy chair, and went to sleep. This one time, I told my dad my car wasn't running right, and he said, well, get up under there with a hammer and knock those leaves out, and call me back and tell me how it goes. I'm a girl. How does that even work? This one time my dad said, now don't be taking those birth control pills because they're going to make you fat. I said, well, Dad, won't being pregnant make me fat? He said, now you just listen to what I say. I just feel like there was better advice he could have given his daughter. My dad took me and my brother to the racetrack and told us to stay in the car and crack the windows because he was going to go see a man about a dog. And it was going to take a while. It was Alabama. Had to be 110 degrees. Does Alabama not have CPS? We didn't get no dog. Didn't get no dog. And I'm pretty sure he lost. My dad. This one time, I called my dad completely tore up about like a really horrific relationship breakup. And he listened to me cry and talk and talk and cry. And then he said, so how's your brother doing? What? So, this one time, I flew to Alabama to surprise my dad for Valentine's Day. You know, take him to a father-daughter dinner. And he picked me up and then pulled into a parking lot and introduced me to my sister, who was 10. Surprise! What? Who does that? That's my dad. This one time, I went shopping with my dad, and he wandered into the women's plus size section, and he pulled out this pair of 4X pants, and he said really loudly in the store, good Lord, how much food can she eat? This one time, my dad called me, and he said, hey, darling, I just want to make sure you're eating right, because you know I got that sugar, and your mama got that salt, and that's hereditary. That's what they call it at the hospital. You got that sugar. You got that salt. It's hereditary. I think he meant diabetes and high blood pressure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so this one time, my dad picked me and my brother up from the playground, and he drove straight to the Kmart, and he walked down the deodorant aisle, and he totally sprayed my brother with deodorant, because he was that musty. He really was. This one time, I picked my dad up at the Seattle airport, and while we were standing at the baggage claim, he said, good Lord, y'all sure do got a lot of Orientals. Oh, this video series is called Excuse My Language, so if I say anything that's offensive or bothersome, excuse my language. I don't mean no harm. This one time, my dad called me at 6 a.m. and he said, hey girl, I'm returning your call from yesterday. Call me when you wake up. I said, well, Dad, I'm already awake, so what's up? And he clicked. Okay. When I was 18 years old, I wrote my dad a letter. I hadn't seen him in 10 years. And I wrote him a letter and I said, if you're going to be my dad, this is your last chance. And at the bottom of that letter, I wrote down all my contact information. About 3 days later, I got a phone call at work. It was my dad, and he said, I figured I was going to get that letter sooner or later, so I reckon we should talk. I got to see him at my brother's house, and we were sitting next to each other on the couch. And he looked at me, and he said, you're just the prettiest thing I've ever seen. And then there was this one time that I was stranded at an airport 300 miles away from my dad. And I didn't have any ID. I didn't have a credit card. And I called him and I said, I'm stuck. And my dad said, I know where you are. Stay there. I'll come get you.
And he came and got me.
That's my dad. Hi, Dad! Leave your "this one time my dad" comment in the comment section.